So guys, yesterday we talked about the 90, 45, 45 triangle, which is a special type of triangle. Okay, you remember that when we were talking about right angles, what is the formula that we said we used to find? If I have a right angle like this, what's the formula we said we can use to find the length? Okay, this is a 90. So C is my A and this may be my B. What did we say? How do we find the length? A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? That's what we did on the first day. And yesterday we talked about 90, the special type of triangle, which is the 90, 45, 45. Okay, this is a warm-up for you. I want you to find X in this example. Okay, just look at it and tell me, what would X be equal to? Given what we learned yesterday, we said the formula is what? Something times something. Who remember, well, what would be X?
C.
Huh? Who remember what X will be? Look into your note and remind yourself. Do you remember we did a 90, 45, 45 type of triangle yesterday? Yeah, so what would S be equal to in this example? This is 45 and this will be 45 as well. What did we say? We have this length to be equal to that length. We did it yesterday. 2 what?
Square root.
So X will be equal to what? This is 3, right? 3 root of 2. Thank you. So X is equal to what? 3 root of 2. Guys, we said this yesterday that anytime you see a 90, 45, 45, okay, the hypotenuse, which is the one that is facing the 90, okay, the hypotenuse is always equal to the length, all right? The length that we have, which in this case is 3, but it's X, the length of the shorter plate, times what? Root 2. You remember we talked about this yesterday, right? So that's the formula. So what she did was that X is equal to, which is the hypotenuse. Now we want to find the hypotenuse. So X is the hypotenuse, which is equal to, so X is equal to the length, which is 3 times root 2. That's very important, okay? Remember, when we have a 90, this only works if we have a 90, 45, 45. Who can tell me what would this side be? 3, right? This side will also be 3, okay? So remember, this only works. Now, there is another one we want to talk about. Our objective for today is, what if the triangle is not a 90, 45, 45, but it's rather 90, 60, 30, okay? So, go to page, I think 9.2. Go to the top there, it's 9.2. And then, let me show you. All right, so we want to find the length of a triangle that is 90. So imagine that the triangle over here, okay? Please remember your phone in your bag, okay? Do not use phone in my class. So imagine that we say that the triangle here is an equilateral triangle, right? That means that the length here is 10. What will be the length on this side from here to here? It's an equilateral. What did we say about equilateral triangle? Equilateral triangle means all the sides are equal. So if this is 10, this will be what? 10, right? Now, if this is the middle, then B will be what? 5. Who said that? Good job. So,
I don't have that.
huh?
Oh,
is 9.2 day 2. Okay, so B will be 5. Okay, so it means from here to here will be 5. Good job. All right, now look at this. Does this look like a type of triangle you already know? What kind of triangle do we have here? The one I'm shading. What kind of triangle is that? Right angle triangle. Okay, that means that if you want to find A, what do we have to do? What formula do we use to find the A? If you want to find A in that, if it is a right angle triangle, the red one, what kind of formula do we use to find A? Pythagoras theorem, right? Which states that C squared is equal to what? What did he say? Okay, so C squared is equal to A squared plus what? B squared. Okay, the other way around too is true. So, what is my C here? 10. Okay, so 10 squared is equal to what? 10 squared is equal to 5 squared. Alright? So, imagine that this is, let's do it exactly. This is our B, so this will be A. Okay, so I want to maintain this as A. So this will be A squared plus 5 squared. Do you get the idea? Now we solve for what? We solve for A. Okay, so this will be, what's 10 squared? 100, right? 10 squared is 100, which is equal to A squared, because we are looking for this length, right? Plus 25. Does everybody get what I'm doing? Right? Okay, so from here, subtract 25 from this side, minus 25. Okay, this is algebra that we did already. Okay, so this will be 75 is now equal to what? A squared. Okay, then what do we do from here? What's the next step? Who remembers? Yesterday we did something. What do? We find the square root. Okay, so find the square root of A, find the square root of 75. Okay, this will be, so I'm keeping it this way. Now, square root of 75. Use your calculator right now. Take your calculator and find me the square root of 75. Oh God. Use your calculator. Huh? 5, not 5, 3. 5 what? 5 root of 3. Okay? Square root of 25 is 5 root of 3, which is equal to the A here. Okay, when you square A, you now get A. So that's the final answer. The final answer is 5 root of A. Remember to continue if you have another space. I don't have a space, that's why I wrote over here. Okay? So the final answer is 5 root of A. So this is it, 5 root of 3. Okay? 5 root of 3. Now, this is what I want you to remember. This is the shortest part of the triangle, okay? And you notice that the hypotenuse is 2 times the shortest part. Do you see it? Look at this. The hypotenuse is 2 times B. Do you see that? If B is 5, then this is 10, right? Do you see what is happening? All right? All the time, if you have a 60-30 triangle, okay? Right now, we don't know whether it's even a 60-30 triangle, but what I want you to remember is that this length over here, which is the hypotenuse, is 2 times whatever is here, which is what? That's why it's 2 times 5, okay? 2 times 5 is 10. Now, the length on this side is B times root of 3. That's what is happening, if you notice it carefully, okay? Christopher, are you sleeping? Okay, so now guys, I want to ask you a question. Now that we said that this is an equilateral triangle, what are the angles here? What are the angles there? If it's an equilateral triangle, what are the angles there? What will be each of the angles?
90, 45, 45.
That's what we did yesterday. 60. If it's an equilateral triangle, remind me, at the end of the semester, right, you have an extra credit of 5, okay? So maybe you get a 90, I'll make it a 95, okay? Make sure you remind me when we take an exam, especially on this topic, okay? All right, so he said 60 because it's an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle has all the angles inside equal, right? So if we have this to be 60, everything here will also be 60, and this will be 60 as well, right? You see what I'm saying? So that it adds up to 180. Now, you notice this is the median we talked about some time ago. If this is 60, what will be 1/2 of this place? 30, right? So we have something like this. If I redraw this, we will have a 60 here, and this place will be a 30, right? And we have 10 here, we have 5 here, okay? And this is our A, which is what? 5√3. That's the word we just found, okay? And I'm saying that if this is x, this will be 2x, all right? And this here will be x times √3, okay? That's what we are about to talk about. Now, look at the type of triangle we just found. This is called the 90, 60, 30 triangle. Yesterday, we did 90, 45, 45, which the hypotenuse is equal to, how do you call it? The smaller length times √2, right? But this one, it is, the hypotenuse is 2 times the shorter length, which is 2 times x, or 2 times 5, which is 10, okay? So that's what we're about to, so the theorem says that in a 90, here, in a 90, okay, so in a 30, 60, 90, which is 90, 60, 30, whichever way you mention it, it doesn't matter. Here they decided to increase it in ascending order. So in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, that means those are the angles you see. Okay, you see that 30 here, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, the hypotenuse is what? What did we say? Twice. Okay, the hypotenuse is twice as long as the shortest leg. What is the shortest leg in this triangle? Who can mention the length? What is the shortest leg here? Which one is the shortest leg? Is it E, G, E, G, O, or E, O? E, O, right? So imagine I say E, O is X, okay? If I say E, O is X, then what will be here? What will be G, O? According to what we are saying, the hypotenuse is what? Twice the shortest length. So what will be? Times 2, right? So this will be 2 times X, okay, which is 2X. Do you get the idea? It's very important to know that, okay, the shortest leg is what? 2 times, the hypotenuse is 2 times the shortest leg, okay? Now, the next thing is that, and the longest leg is what? √3, okay? Remember we find √5, √3, right? √3 times the length of the shortest leg. So this is √3 times the length of the shortest leg, which is x that we have over here. Do you get the idea? So when you see the triangle and you can figure out that the triangle is what? 30, 60, 90. Then you should know that the hypotenuse is just 2 times the what? The shortest leg, and then the other side, okay, is just √3 times x. Alright? That's all. Now, how do we represent that in a mathematical form? Okay, so imagine that I know GO. GO will be equal to twice EO, right? 2 times EO, because the length here from G to O is 2 times this, which is 2 times X, right? All right, and GE. The GE over there will be equal to what? √3 times EO. See how simple it is? It's very simple if you know what you are doing, okay? The longest, the hypotenuse is 2 times the, remember we said the hypotenuse is the one that is facing the 90 all the time. So this is always the hypotenuse, the one that is facing the angle 90. Especially if you see this symbol straight across, you'll notice that that is the hypotenuse, okay? So that is a 90, okay? So, with that said, let's try and find this without even thinking that much. In this triangle, which number is the shortest, the example over here? Which number do you think is the shortest? Here, question 1. Which of the numbers is the shortest? The length, which of them is the shortest here? 3, right? 3. So if I want to find, if I want to find A, which is the, what is A? What's the name of A? The hypotenuse. When I want to find the hypotenuse, what will it be equal to?
6.
6, right? Because it's 2 times what? The shortest side. Do you get the idea? So if you know the shortest side, okay, you just multiply it by 2, okay, and it will be, who is that? Go ahead for me. Martin, you sleeping in my class? No. Wake up. All right, so this will be equal to 6. All right, what about the B? What will B be equal to? Look at the formula. B will be equal to what? According to what we said, B will be equal to root 3 times what? The shorter side, right? So, root 3 times 3. You can also write this as 3 root of 3, okay? So this is the final answer for that one, okay? So B is equal to, the longer side, which is the hypotenuse, is what? 2 times the shorter side. And then B, the other side of it is just root 3. Now, first you have to determine what type of triangle is it. I can see that this is a 30, this will be 60, and this will be a 90. So this is a 30-60 triangle. That's why I'm using this formula. If you see a 90, 45, 45, do not use this one, okay? 90, 45 is what we said that it is x, the shorter length times what? Root 2, right? That's what we established yesterday, okay? All right, now, this example, okay? Now, they've given me which number over here is the shorter side, which alphabet is the shorter side? C. C is the shorter side, right? And then the hypotenuse is what? The 20, okay? Is it a 90, 30, 60, 90 triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can use our formula that we have, okay? So that's the first thing you have to check. This is 30. 30 plus 60 is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180. So it's a triangle, and it's a 30, 60, 90, okay? I'm used to saying 90, 60, 30, but 30, 60, 90 is fine. Okay, so basically, how do I find C in this case? Who can tell me? Set it up for me. How do I find C? Perfect. Did you hear what he said? Divide the hypotenuse by 2. If the hypotenuse is 2 times the shorter side, right, then it means that the shorter side, when you divide the hypotenuse by 2, you get the shorter side, right? Because we said that the hypotenuse, okay, is 2 times the shorter side, which in this case is C, right? So let me write C over here. In our case, this is C, right? So if I want to find the shorter side, so watch what I'm going to do. So this is 20. It's given to us, which is equal to 2 times C. Now, if I want to find C, what do? I divide, right? Okay? That's why he said divide this by 2. Good job. Okay? So we have this is equal to 10 equal to C. All right? Do you get the idea? Who can tell me what will this side be? D will be what? What will be D? Now that we know this to be 10, what will be D? Square root of 3 times 10, which is 10 root 3, right? Okay? So, remember, D, I need me a space. I need a space here. Okay, guys, let me clean this part, okay? This is continuation of this one. Okay? Here. I'm continuing from this side. Okay, so my D will now be equal to what? Root 3 times the shorter side, which is C. But we know C is 10, so this is root 3 times 10. And that is equal to 10 root of 3. Okay? That makes a lot of sense, right? Any questions? Michaela, you good? Do you have a question? Do you understand? Anyone having a question? Okay, let's continue. Okay. You have a question? Huh? I have a calculator, yes. Do you know how to count? Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Okay, it looks like everybody is good now. All right, so guys, without even thinking, what is the shorter side in this one? 7. Man of God.
Oh.
It's sure that you are not sleeping. Which one is the short? I'm just kidding. Which one is the shorter side?
Oh, you're asking for the side.
Yes, it's okay. Look, do you see that this is a 30-90 triangle? Is it a 30-90 triangle? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. We all agree that it's a 30-90 triangle, right? Okay, because this is 30, this is 90, and this is 60. So 30, 60, 90 triangle. That's what I'm going. 30, 60, 90 triangle. I have to readjust. Now, what will be E? E will be equal to what? According to what you did? Huh? 14.4, right? Because it's 2 times what? The shorter side. Okay? 2 times. Oh, this is actually 7.2. Now, this is my issue. See that 7.2 is the same as the dot I'm making, right? So, this is what I'm going to do. Okay? This is 7. Oh no. 7 times 2. That works, right? Which is 14 point what? 4. Okay? If you use your calculator, you can use your calculator, you find out. What about F? 7.2 times the square root of 3. Perfect. So 7.2 root 3. Okay? If you leave it this way for me, I don't mind. That means you know what you are doing. Or you can put it in the calculator, put a dot here to give you a decimal. Okay? 7.2 times root 3. If you put that into the calculator and put a dot at the end, it will give you. Trey, stop sleeping in my class. Right. You didn't sleep in the night? Did you play football or something? That's fine. All right. It means you are not even paying attention to anything that happened so far. Do you know what we are doing? If you don't know, make sure you come to ISP tomorrow so that I can explain to you. But continue from where we are. Okay. 12.47. 12.47, right? Thank you, which is almost like 12.5, right? 47. Okay? That's the decimal place of that number. All right. So, with that said, I want you guys to try this one. Okay? I'll go around seeing what you did. Okay? Try this one. Remember, this time they haven't given you in the shorter side. They gave you the other side. They gave you H and they gave you G. So I want to see what you do. Think about it, set it up, and let me see what you are doing. Okay? I want to see everybody working, especially Trey. Dylan, solve that question, the one I just said. You done? You see, if you know what you are doing, this is the simplest thing. It's just you writing a number. Very fast. It's not that difficult. Okay? He's done because he understood the concept. Okay? It's just one line. There's no calculation. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Right. Then this is 2 times that. Perfect. This is what I want you to solve. Think about it very well. We said that this one is right. It's 2 times G. What is the relationship between the shorter side and this one? You have to know what is the relationship between the shorter side and that one. That's what we did.
relationship between these short side x, right? And this one is root 3 x. And now you know this is root 3. What do you have to do? That means you know whatever is attached to the root 3 is the shorter side. Okay? That's the idea.
Can I go to the workshop?
Yes. Now we will do. Okay, so what is the relationship between the shorter side and the other ring? We said it was the other ring, 1, 2, 3, which is the E one, is equal to root 3 times the shorter side. We can find 4 now what is the shorter side? Yeah, this is the so I told you that which one is the shorter side? G, right? No, this one is the root 3 times something, which is G. Okay. Now what is the only thing that's multiplying this here? So let G will be 5. So the relationship between this and this is G, especially this one, is 3 times root 3. Now G is 5. Yeah. See that? Because B, this whole will represent my B. B is equal to G times 50. Now we know our B to be 5 is 7. So this will be G with 3. Now we can divide. So G will be equal to 5. But you know G, then what will be G? The relationship between this and this is what? The relationship between the shorter side and the hypotenuse is what? Which you know. The relationship between this and this is what? Yeah. They will say
All right, who else has finished? I think I've seen enough. Okay, let's think about this carefully. Again, it looks like some of you are having problem with it. Please pay attention if you didn't get it the first time. Okay, because the rest of it will be for daily grade. Now listen carefully. We said that the relationship between the shorter side and this, which we always represent as B, is what? The shorter side times root 3. So if I want to find B, I'll write this as the B over here. I'll write this as B times what? Root 3 times G. Okay? Now, if you already have a root 3 over there, you see that the shorter side is always what is attached to the root 3. Okay? So in this case, what is attached to root 3? That is the shorter side. Okay? So if they write something like 10 root 3, what would be the shorter side? 10. Okay? However, if they don't write anything over there, then you have to find it using this formula. That means that if they had, so in our case, we have 5 root 3 is equal to, which is our B, right? Is equal to what? Root 3 times G. Okay? If I divide this by root 3, divide this side by root 3. Okay? I'll have this cancel this cancel that. So 5 will now be equal to G. Do you see that? That is the relationship. So now I can say my G is 5. Now what is the relationship between the hypotenuse and the shorter side? G times 2. Okay? And what is our G here? 5. So this will be 2 times what? 5, which is what? 10. Now I'm going to solve this question, and this will be your daily grade. Okay? So now watch this. Have you written that already? Let me give you some time to go. Do you understand the concept? Trey, I tried to explain, you still are not listening. Okay. Anybody have a question? You may have a question. So you just have to know the relationship. Okay, Charles, are you here? Ariane, do you understand?
You said 6 is the daily grade?
Huh?
You said 6 the daily grade?
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing next, but let's do this first.
Already did 6.
Did you do 5?
Some of it.
Let's do 5 and then 6 you do on your own, okay? Everybody done? Okay. How many minutes more do we have? Okay. All right, look at this. What kind of triangle is this? What kind of relationship are we going to use? This is 90. Yeah, these are an isosceles triangle. What would be the angle here?
45.
45. So this is not a 90, 60, 60. This is 90, 40, 90, 45, 45. What did we say that the relationship between the this thing is for 90, 45, 45? What would be K? K will be equal to what?
11.4.
Huh?
11.4.
No. What root of 2? Something root of 2. 5.7 root of 2. Okay? Remember, you just take one of the lengths, okay? 5.7 times root of 2. It's different from the 1961, okay? This was a curveball to remind you of what we did yesterday. It's very important. Okay, now, what will be J? 5.7. 5.7. Thank you very much. Now, guys, do this one. Okay, it's the same idea. This is a 1960-30. It's not 1945. So you have to first identify what kind of triangle it is before you do what kind of principle you have to use. This is a 30-60-90. So use the formula for the 30-60 to find N and M. Okay? Find N and M in this case. Okay, I'll come. When you are done, come here and let me go have a look at it and give you the daily grade. Make sure you show it to me before you leave. You done? No. Okay. So you said this is daily, right? Did you divide by 18? But you know, you named it wrongly. You got the right answer by putting that in. Because if this is 63, then this is 55. So check this out here, please. Because how you arrange is not correct. Check it out again. Check this out correct. What is the relationship between this and this?
Divided by 2.
Eh?
Divided by 2.
No, it's not the same. That's not the relationship. This is not the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. If we were giving this side, then you divide by 2. You are giving the other side. You see?
Multiply by 2 or what?
This, look at your notes. No, M is not 6. Look, the only time it is 6 if this the hypotenuse is 12 and you divide by 2.
Oh, okay.
This is B. Okay, so be careful. Yeah. Check it out carefully.